What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's team member training. This week we're talking about blogging for profits, and today we're talking about finding your niche. We're also going to go through some basic tips about blogging. Um, when you're first starting your blog, it can be really tempting to try and go towards market, a specific market, something where you think that there is going to be an audience potentially, or there's already a large audience. You might go to keyword tools and try and find high volume keywords to frame your blog about. And although it seems like it could be, a smart strategy for starting out, it's really not the route to go. When you're blogging, you want to start specifically with your interests, something that you can find yourself continuing to blog about. If it's not something that you're really into, it can be hard to stay motivated to keep creating content, to keep going for the time it takes to monetize. So hobbies are really good, something that you like to do anyway. If you like to garden, you can start a gardening blog. Using it as a journal is a good way to go because you can kind of go recount your experiences with people. That's an easy way to make content. If you're, like an example with gardening, um, as you germinate your seeds to try and sprout, you could talk about that and do a blog post about it and kind of let people follow on the process of the plants growing to the whole, and then you'll have 9 months worth of content just by kind of going through what you're doing. That's one of the easiest ways. Even if it's something that you're interested in, or you don't have to be a total expert about it at first. If you've done it one day, then you know more about it than somebody who's done it 0 days. So there's always an audience who can learn from you, regardless of how little you think you know. And also, like, you have a journey, to go through with them, and they can kind of learn the stuff with you, which is always actually a really strong way to keep people engaged because they kind of get to experience it as you do. So again, I really want to encourage that if you do start a blog, make sure that it's something that you're actually interested in. If you're trying to create a blog to go with an existing business that you have to build more traffic, then you definitely want to keep it related to that, to the business. Blogging is a great way to get search traffic. So if you have a website, like most of us, I think at this stage in the video, of the Team Conquest, most of our clients right now are selling advertising products. So if you had a blog for, like, say, if I had Traffic Swirl, I had a Traffic Swirl blog, in the blog I would want to talk about on the topics of traffic, like why traffic is important, how you could leverage traffic in general, how you can leverage this specific traffic source in general, different features, as well as announcements of new features of the product itself. So it's kind of the foundation of having like your business blog or your personal blog. I think that personal blogs are more profitable directly in that selling advertising content, selling advertising space and affiliate products through your personal blog, whereas a business blog would be more as like a funneling method to generate more sales towards the business that the blog is associated with. When you're blogging, the few tips: you want to be original. You gotta make sure that it represents you. The content is unique and adds value to the market. Excuse me, to the marketplace. Have the hiccups. It's rude. Make sure the content's original and provides value to the marketplace. If you're doing content that's already been done 100 times, you're not really doing much to help your audience. You can hope that they find yours first, but if you're not providing any value at all, then you even run the risk of being de-indexed and not even showing up in search, which defeats the purpose of even having your blog. you want to be if you're not creating unique content and you're kind of, there's a trend now in media companies to kind of farm content, whereas they'll find popular pieces of other places and sort of rewrite it. If you're doing something like that, you want to make sure that you're citing the original source, so you don't get in trouble for copying their content, plagiarism. You need to make sure that if you are going to use someone else's blog or website or source or whatever as inspiration, that you're giving them credit for it. It's extremely important. You also need to understand, copyright and trademark laws, defamation. If you are providing research, you need to make sure that you have evidence of your research. Cite several sources that validate your claims, rather than just throwing information out that may or may not be true. Think about the style that you're writing in. And most successful blogs are kind of a conversational style, more than just lecture. You want to give people an opportunity to engage, be consistent in the way that you write. Ideally, if you just kind of write what comes natural to you in your own voice, so you don't have to worry about it too much, because it'll always be consistently you. But if you format your sentences, or if you use lists and stuff like that, then you want to kind of stay consistent so people can know what to expect. And try and be creative. Like I said, keep your styling in mind, kind of be unique, keep things in a readable format, add your own voice to it. Make it your blog, your post. A nice headline image and style of format and template that kind of speaks to your voice. Make sure that you use strong headlines. Headlines are probably the most important part of your blog post. Most people will only read the first 3 and last 3 words, so 6-word headline is ideal. You can have the best content on the entire planet. An award-winning thesis on molecular biology, whatever. It can be the best content in the world. But if you have a headline that doesn't interest anybody, nobody ever even sees it, then it might as well not exist, right? So you gotta make sure that you have a important headline. Use research, use tracking analytics to figure out what kind of headlines are drawing in more audience, what styles and words, and try and replicate that system. You want to make sure that you're creating a headline that will get clicked, that people will actually view the article, the blog to begin with. Make sure that you also are using your own existing networks to spread the message when you create new content. Again, along the lines of, it doesn't matter if nobody ever sees it, then it's pointless, So you don't want to be spamming, but you can leverage your existing lists, social networks, or other blogs or websites to share, announce your content. Guest posting is great too. We're going to talk about that actually, though. I'll skip that for right now. We're going to post it in the generating traffic in the next video training. But lastly, you make sure that you're giving back to your readers. You're provide them with real value and content. Engage with your audience. Make sure that not only that they have a chance to leave comments, but then you're actually replying to the comments and having, a discussion with them. Giving them your time and yourself and your energy to them. Or you could literally give back by giveaways and stuff like that too, which are another great way to generate traffic, which we will talk about in our advanced member training. Those are our main tips for starting a blog and how to find your niche. Tomorrow in the advanced member training, we will be talking about the few ways to drive traffic to it, mainly focusing on organic methods for blogging, which will come into play with the expert member training, which should be on monetization. So for right now, that's about it we got for the team member training. I hope that will give you some information, some insight. We got a whole bunch of more articles expanding on this topic. Feel free to check out our articles. Also, the forum link is below the video to get to the discussion about it. You can ask questions, share experiences, talk to me there. Come by our daily marketing meetup. It's every Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're there live, play a little trivia, got some cash giveaways going on. It's a good time, as well as our individual one-on-one consulting sessions where we can formulate a plan that'll work specific for you and your business. I hope you have an awesome day. Make sure you check out the advanced member training. We'll talk about how to drive traffic to your blog. And have an awesome day.